Wheels got down in a trellis where the trolley run. You couldn't get them out. You couldn't turn them, and you had to keep them so you could turn the wheels.
So you had to be sure the horse wouldn't get down in the
down in that little groove.
Did you make it then across?
Yeah, I went right on and drove. Got to drive across there. You know, I never was so tickled because I got to drive across.
How old were you then?
I don't know.
About how old?
I was 8, I guess, or
about 8 years old.
Somewhere along there.
Well, you drove pretty early, didn't you?
Yeah.
You're like all the young ones. They want to drive.
Yeah, I wanted to always drive. The horses, of course.
Well, did you go with him to deliver them? What all did he deliver?
He had milk and butter and eggs, and he had a regular customers. Most of them was on Oak Street.
Oak Street.
Up there.
In the big houses.
Yeah, the wealthier people was up there, and he had there's these customers, you know.
So they're coming back across the river. This is when they lived on the other side of the river.
Right. No. I mean,
they lived north of the river.
We lived north of the river, and
they came across
the bridge.
Oh, right.
And then we'd go ahead and go on the milk route, and old Bill, my old horse, he knowed everywhere Daddy stopped. And when I wasn't with him, of course I could hold him when I was with him, but he'd stop at every customer, and then Daddy'd tie him up. Had a place to tie him, tree or telephone pole or something.
Hitching post.
Yeah, and I had to tie him up, and then he'd go up and deliver the milk. Sometimes he'd have to go upstairs, or his customers that live up there, you know.
Was this?
And he said he come back one time and he hadn't tied old Bill up. Like scared him to death for anything that scared him, and he'd have run out in the street if anything had happened.
So what happened? He stood there anyway.
He stood right there.
Whether it was tied or not. Well, he knew what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, he knew exactly.
He knew this.
Yeah, he knew.
And Daddy got sick one time and couldn't go, and they sent Uncle George on the routes, you know. And he thought he knowed all of them. He said, "Now I went to all of them." And when Daddy got well and went back, they wanted to know what was the matter with him. If they hadn't had no milk, and I don't know when, since he'd been sick.
He missed some of them.
Yeah, Uncle George didn't. Yeah. He done well. I've got to where I loaded pretty well. For this Miss Layton and let's see what was.
Is this past where the university is now, or was it where the?
It's on Oak Street.
Yeah. Well, doesn't Oak Street go through the university?
Yeah.
What was was there no university then? Yeah.
No, I don't guess.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, it was.
You know, we didn't know nothing about
Because
that.
it started in 1876.
The people that lived up there instead of down in town or somewhere, you know.
Instead of having parking meters, they had hitching posts.
Yeah, had to have a place to hitch you on.
Tell about when your mother went on the ferry boat across Tennessee.
Yeah. One time, she lived down there in the bend of the river then.
Moccasin Bend.
Yeah, down there, and her aunt wanted her to go. It says Margaret. She called her Margaret. You know, her name was Margaret. And said Margaret, she had to walk down to the ferry, and there's all kind of niggers and things along them banks, and she didn't know who you was gonna run into. She didn't. And Mama
There was no bridge. No bridge then.
Yeah, and she had to walk all the way down there to, well.
Where they get the sand up now, I mean.
No, she walked down there close to the bridge now.
Oh.
Then, but she had to cross on the ferry boat.
Okay.
And and Aunt Ellen and Mama crossed on the ferry boat, and over into town, and walked up Market Street. And that chair that I got in there, mine sure got in there. It was sitting out at a furniture store there on Market Street. And Aunt Margaret, Aunt Ellen, she sat down in it and tried it out. She said, "I'm going to get me one of these." And then Mama was with her. She was looking at her. She said, "Margaret said, if you want one, you buy it." Said, "You saved up your money from picking blackberries. She picked blackberries and carried them across that ferry boat and up in town and sold them 50 cents a big water bucket full of. Picked them, you know. So Mama got her one, and she
How
said
did she carry it back?
they carried it back to the ferry and rowed across the ferry boat. And then she walked up to Aunt Ellen's.
What kind of streets did they have back then?
I don't know where they used to have roads.
Were they dirt roads?
Well, Market Street, I don't
Market
know.
Street was one of them brick roads?
No, I don't think they ever had brick. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they had. Just mostly mud.
Well,
Between the car tracks.
We have a picture of it. Did you ever see it?
I don't know.
What about when Aunt Rhodey went across the ferry?
Mama's aunt went across there, and they had little mules to pull. That walked on the boat and pull this thing around to take it across the river. And there's a man that tend to the mules, you know, keep them driving. One of them was named Rhodey, and Aunt Rhodey, our aunt, was on there, and he hollered out, "Big Rhodey, Rhodey!" And I scared Aunt Rhodey to death. I was talking to her.
I was talking to her with them.
Let's get going, Rhodey.
Rhodey, Rhodey. And that's the good old days.
Yeah. Tell about what happened to Don.
Wait till Don, I was gonna go get them.
Well, Don was
get it.
scared to death.
Wait a minute.
There was a bridge there during the Civil War, wasn't it? And it was torn down.
Yeah, military.
Where?
bridge.
Military bridge
Where
across the river.
Market Street, I mean,
Along there,
Wa-
close.
Walnut Street.
Close to
Well, down